Okay, so I'm gonna go over here to Pop in Politics channel. If y'all don't follow them, y'all should. This is a group of Christian conservative Black women who give their view on politics from a religious perspective. So, I mean, that may or may not be your thing, but these are very well spoken, well educated sisters. So I'm borrowing from their channel today. I'm not going to review the whole video because I'm not going to be on here for all that long. Take care of yourself, little mom. Dominican Republic, watching is supporting you. Oh, thank you so much, Slow Grind. And I hope y'all are doing well over there in the DR. I gotta make it over there soon.
But folks,
I got a call, a very frantic call at 4 o'clock in the morning from a husband whose wife is now dying of liver failure on a ventilator in an ICU because she was trying to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism because of what Trump said on the news. Mind you, that's
Now, this is anecdotal. I don't know if she got on here and said this just to get some attention. You know, I don't know. I hope a woman, because if you're on a ventilator fighting for your life, that means you overdosed on the Tylenol. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? So I hope this is not real.
Harvard study. Now, whether or not you believe the Harvard study or not is not the issue here. The issue is that she's somewhere between 23 to 25 weeks and she overdosed on Tylenol and she's going to die. She's not going to come off that ventilator. People are just taking massive amounts of Tylenol to prove Trump wrong. I mean, weren't these the same people who put Harvard and Fauci and the pillars of science on a pedestal?
Why? Why would you do that? And this is how deep the Trump derangement syndrome goes. Because even if you don't like Donald Trump and you just want to be right, you know, get online and say what you want to say, pop your gums, talk shit. But why would you, as a pregnant woman, like go so far as to take the Tylenol to prove your point? I mean, don't believe the bullshit you spew. Like, spew your bullshit just because you're full of shit, but don't actually be about that life. God, dog.
And now they refuse to believe.
28 weeks pregnant. You know what I'm going to take? Some Tylenol, acetaminophen. It's going to work like a charm. And
let me see how many pills
and
she
my
has.
baby won't have autism.
Now, here's the thing. That was stupid. Now, here, with any medication, that even just with the whole drinking alcohol while you're pregnant, it's possible that I know plenty of women who, now they weren't just going hard every day, who didn't know they were pregnant, who like would moderately drink at the beginning of their pregnancies, and their babies did not have anything wrong with them, right? But the point is, when you indulge in these sort of things, or when you take these sort of medications, no, in 100% of the cases, you're not going to see some type of birth defect. The point is that it increases the risk of defects. It increases the risk of it increases the risk of problems. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed. So her baby could absolutely come out fine, and she's probably been taking Tylenol the entire pregnancy, you know. But again, why risk it? I didn't take any medication when I was pregnant. I didn't risk it at all. I didn't risk it at all.
Si tu comprends le français, mais tu ne parles pas, c'est pour toi. Tu connais les mots, tu comprends les films.
This is what they're doing. This is what.
Let me tell y'all, I believe it too, because here's the thing. There are women who get high while they're pregnant. They smoke weed every day. And their whole thing is to prove a point. Oh, nothing's going to happen to my kid. So, hey, I used to be a teacher. Something is wrong with a lot of these kids. Okay, a lot of y'all millennial parents, that's all I'm going to say. I don't really have too much to say on that, but I feel like as a pregnant woman, unless you just absolutely need it, you should not take medication. No, that doesn't mean that if you take medication a couple times that something's going to be wrong with your kid. I just personally, I would not risk it. I didn't risk it at all. Even when I was breastfeeding, that a lot of women start drinking wine again and things like that when they're breastfeeding. I I laid off the alcohol until I was done breastfeeding, a year and a half after I had my daughter. And for those that just don't understand, America's all over the place. That's why we will take over a war that I fight in Afghanistan. Biden should go to prison along with his family. Well, no argument there. I absolutely agree.
What pregnant women are doing. Nicole, what are your thoughts on this?
How dumb are they?
Yeah.
That you hate a president enough to risk the health of your unborn child. And where the hell are the men who made him pregnant? Because I'm telling you, I would have an issue.
I'm going to tell you, these are either women who are so undisciplined with their womb that they laid down and got pregnant by men who don't care about them while they're pregnant, who would never say any, or they're with men who are weak, who are not going to say anything to them about harming their children. So no masculine man is going to be with a woman who would get on the internet and behave like this. Like at all. Because again, even if the Tylenol isn't harmful, most people have the perception, again, this is before Donald Trump, that it's harmful to take medications while you're pregnant. Most people have that perception. So even if you're doing it, it's just not a good look to get on the internet and do that. And no man would get with a woman. No good man who cares about his children would get with a woman who would conduct herself in such a manner. It just wouldn't happen. So that's why these men are not, stopping them or trying to force them to throw the pills up. They're either weak or not around.
This is not new. The warning not to take acetaminophen during pregnancy is not new. It is well publicized. This is basic. They tell you, Tylenol tells you not to take it when you're pregnant. They tell you this. But you hate this man enough to risk autism, the future of your child, your child's neuroconnections, right? You're willing to risk all of that for a TikTok?
Well, the problem is this. I'm going to stop sharing that. The problem is this. People are so committed to the official story that autism is 100% genetic that they're unwilling to consider the possibility that there might be other contributing factors. And I think part of the reason that might be is because parents don't want to have to deal with the potential guilt that, maybe this wasn't a matter of genetics. Maybe this was a matter of me being uninformed and giving taking something I shouldn't have taken while I was pregnant. Or maybe this was a matter of me giving my child a vaccine that I was told to give them too early. And to those parents, what I would say is this: you don't know what you don't know. So if this is a situation where you don't want to have to deal with potential guilt, trust me, there have been way worse things that have happened to children based on doctors' recommendations. And at the end of the day, y'all, my camera's about to die. We have been told to follow. At the end of the day, we have been told to trust and follow the science when it comes to our children. So to that, I say, let go of guilt and be willing to consider other possibilities. And this might simply be a matter of autism can both be a situation that is genetic, and also it could be onset by other contributing factors. What is wrong with considering that possibility, especially if it might prevent future cases of autism? I don't understand. But again, people are more committed to protecting their ego and their feelings than they are to getting to the truth of the matter. And that's the biggest problem here. That is why we cannot come to solutions here. That is why we can't come together in this country, because people are so caught up in their ego. Little mama, I didn't mean to disrupt what you were posting. No, you're fine. But we are about to find men become more warriors as we should, as women need to get out of the service and go home. A man doesn't need to come across a woman in war. Well, I would agree with that. Go home, be a nurse. Do not be on the line of battle. Go home. I don't believe women should be in war either. That's not something you're going to find me advocating for. And again, I'm not somebody who's like some traditionalist. I just, I just don't think that that's where we should be. Anyway, guys, I got to get out of here. I got to head to the gym. It's been really fun talking to you all. Please hit the like button on your way out and share my videos if you care. And I will see y'all back tomorrow. Hold on real quick, Jamal. Black women going hard in the military, and there are some fantastic women in the military, especially in the administrative level. I think it's fine for women to work on the administrative level. I don't think women should be in roles of combat. African women are warriors too. All right, y'all have a good night.